Hi everybody, this is Clarine from Irini's room, and today we're going to make a tower pillar card. And this is what it looks like. This is the front. There's the side, there's the back, and it folds up nicely into an envelope 6 by 6. And we're going to do a happy birthday one today. So let's get started. Put that to the side. What you're going to need to have first is 2 pieces that are 4.5 by 6, and then you're going to score them with the short side up at the top. You're going to score them at 1, 2, 3, and 4 inches. And those are going to be your pillars. And what they'll do is I made them ahead of time, but let me show you how I folded them. You put your valley side down, do your folds, and burnishing, of course. And then this little 1/2 inch side is where you're going to fold it over and make your pillar. So I'm going to fold that up, pull it down, and you just hold that in place and fold this other edge over, and it goes right onto the flat score line there. And you're going to do that with both of your pieces. We'll set those to a side for just a second. And then the next thing you're going to do is make the little pillar covers. So you'll need a piece of pattern paper. And you're going to need 8 pieces, so you're going to cut a pattern paper that's 5 3/4 by 3/4. And then that's going to give you these long pillars. And they are going to go right here on all 4 sides of your pillar. I'm just going to show you how I glued them down. I already did them ahead of time, but I thought it was easier to go ahead and form the pillar and then add the pattern paper, because I got a better view of my folds. So I just fold this sideways, and these get centered right in the middle of each, between your score lines. Just like that. And then after you put them all on, you have 2 pillars. Okie dokie. So we'll set those to the side. The next thing that we're going to put together is a piece of cardstock. It's just standard size cardstock. I want you to cut it at 4.5 by 5.5. I ran mine through an embosser because I wanted the characters to kind of pop a little bit. So after you run it through the embosser, you want to cut 4 pieces that are 3 3/4 by 3/4, and then 4 pieces that are 3 3/4 by 1 3/4. And these are going to be used on the top and bottom of your card. So we'll set all that over there for a second. And we're going to form those 2 bottom areas. So you're going to need 4 pieces that are 6.5 by 1 inch. And then you're going to score them at 2 and 6 inches in your scoreboard. Then just fold them in half, fold them over. I'm just going to do one side. And I'm putting the glue on that little 1/2-inch tab. And then I'm gluing down the short side of this other tab. And before I press it down real hard, I'm going to fold on that score line so that my edges are nice and level, nice and straight. That's looking good, and my edges are together. And I'm going to put some pressure there. And then I'll just come over here, see how that's forming the base? And I'm going to put the glue on this other little 1/2-inch side. Yeah. And then fold it. And just bring that other shorter side over, making sure that everybody's lining up here on the edges and I'm not on my score line. So then there's my base. And onto that base is where you're going to glue these little pieces that you put through the embosser. And you'll glue the center the long one there, and you'll center the short one there. And you'll do that for 2 of them, and then magically they will appear, and there they are. Okay, so we're ready to put this together. Doesn't matter which one you use, but one is the base and one is going to be the top. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this pillar, we're going to put about half an inch deep in glue, and it's going to stick to the side over here in the middle. It looks like I forgot to put on one of those little embossed guys. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I thought I was being so clever doing stuff ahead of time, and then I skipped a piece. So I'm going to put that on there. And then on the other long side. I originally saw this card was made by Sam Calcott. I think her name of her site is Mixed Up Craft or Upside Down Crafts. I can't remember which way it goes, but she's very good and has some wonderful tutorials. So this goes on here right in the middle. Okay, I'm going to choose the other one while that dries. So this is going to go, again, about half an inch of glue, and it's going to sit right in the middle, and its edge is going to come all the way down so that these two are even. So we're just making 2 sides. So I'll go ahead and put the glue on here. And I'm using glue instead of runner tape because you've got to have a little bit of wiggle room. So I'm just putting it down in the middle, and I'm holding this so that those 2 edges are straight, and I'm going to move them over a little bit. And just eyeball it. You could measure it if you wanted to and make little marks and stuff, but the way this is going together, it's very friendly. You don't have to get too crazy. Okay, so that is staying nice and straight there. And we're going to do it to the other side. If you're using pattern paper, make sure, like in this case, I'm using some flowers. You want to make sure the flowers are going up. And then over here, I'll do the same thing. Kind of putting it in the center. pressure just to hold it in place. And that's nice and flat. And that looks like it's in the center to me. So I'll just hold that and put some pressure on it. And there they are. Now we have to do the same thing on the top. Let's give that just another couple seconds there, just to make sure it keeps it in place. And we'll put our glue on this side. And I'm going to go ahead and put it on the other side at the same time. See how that works out. I think it's easier to get it on before the first side is attached. Now I'll just drop this down and put it in the center, making sure that my lines are lined up. Do that. Line up this one over here at the same time. And then I'm going to flip this so that I can make sure that those edges are flat. Yeah, there you go. That looks good. Let's check out this side. Yep, that looks good too. So I'll put a little bit of pressure on these guys. There we go. It's amazing how workable this is. Just be gentle with it. Don't shake it around too much, and you'll be okay while it sets. All right. So then I cut out some ephemera. I wanted to decorate with butterflies and flowers. So I cut out a couple floral pieces too. Let me bring these out. And then the happy birthday is going to go right across the top. It's going to be held in place just by part of the H, because this just fits across. So I'm going to put glue behind here and on the Y. And when you put this on here, make sure you're in the center. Don't get up into the top. And that's going to glue right across there. And underneath it is going to be birthday. And again, most of it's just held on by those two spots, but by the time you put on a few flowers and some other stuff, it holds really well. So I'll just press this on here lightly, kind of measuring, so make sure I get one part of each letter on the sides, like that. And just let that set there. And then the birthday, I can get a little more because that B is fatter. So I can get a little more glue on both sides. You just have to kind of eyeball it. So I'll put it down here. And that'll go across like that. Hold it gently, because it'll dry. There we go. That looks good. Okay. Now, when I made the first one, let's move this for just a second. I put these little sprigs of grass up on the columns because I thought they would show. But by the time I put my flowers and everything on, you couldn't see them. So this time I'm going to try maybe putting them behind the butterfly, kind of like a little bush or something. I'm still going to put it in the back because you don't put as much back here. So I will put two in the back, but I'm going to try and do the front a little different. We'll see how it goes. If it doesn't go well, I'll take it off. All right, so before I do that, I want to go ahead and put the sentiment on the back. And I'm just going to put the glue probably a quarter of the way across just so it's held in place, kind of down a little bit like that. And remember I told you can fold this to put it in a card. So I want to make sure that I stay within my lines on the top. Put a little pressure here, like that. I want to stay inside this perimeter here. So I can put a little bit of my sentiment star out there and still have it fit in the envelope. So I'll put my glue on. Down a little bit and squish it across here. So it's okay. I'm still within that boundary that I set. Put that there. Yep, looks good. I might put a little drop of glue in here. Yeah, that'd be good. That'll hold it. Okay, so there's my back. So I'm going to go ahead and put those 2 sprigs up here. And all I'm doing is putting glue on the back. And I'm going to lay it down here. Just add a little bit of floral. And I gotta stay inside here because my fold goes over on the other side, so you gotta stay on that pillar. I'll put that like that. Come back around to the front. And here's my big butterfly. I have a big butterfly and then I have a couple little butterflies. And I got lots of little flowers. I'm not going to decorate the whole thing because you'll get the idea and kind of do it your way, but I do want to try that thing with the butterfly here. So I'm going to put this on first. I'll tilt that right there. And I can go out a little bit because this is that side that it'll still fit in the 6x6. So I'll put the butterfly kind of at an angle. And then I'm going to try putting this other butterfly on the back because you can still see that from the back, and I don't like to look through and see white. Sometimes you have to, like on letters, you can't reverse those, so you always get some white. So you have to be careful where you put it. And I'm going to glue that butterfly on here. There it goes, like that. Sorta. Doesn't want to go there. Pushing around a bit. There he goes. Okay. And then instead of putting the grass up the front like I did on my other one, I wanted to kind of put these together and have them like shoot out the side. So let's see if that's going to work. I'm going to put that here. See if I can position that in the back. Nothing like trying stuff on camera. If it doesn't work, you'll know not to try it. How's that? Okay. Put this down. No, it won't work. Come on. Take off part of this. I got too much stuff. Cut that off. Then I think I can work that in. hold it down. At least you can see that there's grass, a bit of green floral stuff there. Yeah, I like that. Then you can at least see something, gives a little dimension. That worked good. And then I'll do something on the other side here. And that's going to go. I'm putting the glue on this side because I'm sticking it to the back of the butterfly, not putting it directly on the pillar. And this is going to go down there like that. And I got a little glue up there, but you know that's going to dry clear. There, I like that. Yeah. Okay, so I just wanted to show you how I put the butterflies on and a couple of the flowers, and then I'll leave you go and you'll be on your own. Kind of putting a smaller one across from there. Like that. And again, because you can see from the back side, see my butterfly, I can't do anything about the letters, but I can sure cover up that butterfly. And that didn't work good. Take that guy off. I gotta have this on here too. There we go. So I'm gluing this side down, and these two I'll glue because they're going to go up here. And clamp on. Right like that. There we go. That's pretty. Now my flowers, I have two sizes, and I'm putting those on with pop-ups. I got some tiny ones. Let me see if I can get one of these guys out. There we go. And we'll just put in a couple. Like up here. I like the pop-ups because it gives a little more dimension. And then these tiny ones are almost too tiny. Even my Scan and Cut had a little bit of trouble cutting them out. So I may make my next batch a little bigger. And then I just put that on that way. Okay. And then on the back, I stuck another butterfly down here and some little flowers, but you all know what you want to do, and I'll leave you to finish it up the way you want it to look. But there you have it, our tower pillar card. Thanks for coming by.